Hello everyone and welcome to Katha by Shraddha. Happy World Storytelling Day everyone. Today I'm bringing you a folk tale that's popular around the world and it's called Rabbit and Alligator. A very long time ago, long ago, way back, rabbits had beautiful long tails, kind of like foxes do. And at that time there lived one rabbit. And he was returning home after a long day of hard work. He had left home early in the morning and he had hopped and worked and hopped and hopped some more and worked some more and hopped some more. And finally, he was coming back home. And he was so tired, that rabbit, so tired that he thought that he could barely, he didn't even have one more hop left in him when he arrived at the edge of a big swamp. And that poor rabbit, he was so tired that he said to himself, I just cannot think of going around the swamp, hopping around the swamp to my house. I'm just so dead tired. If only I could just go from here, this side of the swamp, to the other side of the swamp. Shortcut. But I could probably swim across, but this swamp I know has many alligators in it and they eat anything that swims in the swamp and they probably would eat me up. So I can't swim and I even cannot hop all the way around the swamp. What do I do? I have to think of some way of getting across this swamp. So Rabbit stood there and he thought. And Rabbit thought and he thought and he thought and he thought and he thought. And then Rabbit came up with a plan. He came up with a grand plan to get from this side of the swamp to the other side of the swamp. But to make his plan work, Rabbit needed an alligator. So Rabbit waited and he watched. And he watched the swamp for any sign of an alligator, and very soon, not long after, he saw an alligator just cruising along in the swamp. And as soon as he saw that alligator coming a little close by, Rabbit pretended like he had not seen the alligator and he started singing. He had totally made up this song on the spot completely. There was no such song, but he made it up and he started singing. There are many rabbits in this world and so very few alligators. Rabbits everywhere and alligators just cannot compare. There are many rabbits in this world and so very few alligators. Rabbits everywhere and alligators just cannot compare. And he kept watching that alligator as the alligator kept swimming closer and closer as he heard this song. Oh, there are many rabbits in this world and so very few alligators. Rabbits in the sun and alligators you barely find one. The alligator came right up to the edge of the swamp and said, Rabbit, what's that song that you're singing? Oh, hello, Mr. Alligator. I didn't quite see you there. Haha, said Rabbit. He said, it's just a song that we rabbits learn when we're little itty-bitty babies. We all learn this song and I was just singing it. Wait, I'll sing it for you. There are many rabbits in this world and so very few alligators. Rabbits in the sun and alligators you barely find one. Alligator said, Stop, Rabbit. I don't want to hear that song anymore. But tell me, what is this song? You mean to say that you learn it? All you rabbits learn this song when you're babies? Yes, it's just a song, Alligator. We all learn it as babies, like nursery rhymes. And we learn this song and it's supposed to tell us how many rabbits there are in the world and how many alligators there are in the world. It's something that we learn, as children. Alligator said, Rabbit, do you mean to tell me that you think this song that you're singing is true? Well, Alligator, said Rabbit, I never really thought about it, if it was true or not, but, our mommies teach us this song, and we're also taught to be very honest and truthful, and mommies would not lie to us. So yeah, I think that song is true, that there are many, 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 many rabbits in this world, and very few alligators. Alligator said, "Well, I think that song is a lie. I live in this swamp and I see many alligators every single day swimming around, and I barely see any rabbits. I think you're singing a lie." "Do you really think so, Alligator?" said Rabbit. "Because, well, that would be so sad, because along with that song, we rabbits as itty-bitty babies, we are always taught that we have to be truthful and honest, 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 cross my heart, hope to die, never tell a lie, honest. We're supposed to be really honest, Alligator," said Rabbit. "And if that song is a lie, well, that will be just so wrong, so wrong. But you know what, Alligator? There's only one thing I can do. If you let me do it, I would be willing to do it, is that I can count all the alligators in the swamp, and then we would know for sure if the song was the truth or if the song is a lie." And Alligator said, "Really, Rabbit? You would do that for me?" So Rabbit said, "Yes, not only would I do that for you, I will count all the alligators, and if that song is a lie, I will go back and tell all the other rabbits that the song is a lie, and we must never teach this song to our babies anymore, and we should stop singing it too. I'll make sure all the rabbits in the world get that message. Yes, if the song is a lie, yes, I will count the alligators, and let's figure this out." And Alligator was so thrilled. He wanted to be counted, because he knew in his heart of hearts that it couldn't be true that there were so few alligators. And he wanted to be counted. He wanted all the alligators to be counted. He said, "Rabbit, thank you. If you would do that for me, that would be great. Let me call the other alligators." And he let out a big call, and he called all the alligators in the swamp. All of them gathered around that spot in the swamp, by the edge of the swamp where Rabbit was. And as they were there swimming along, Alligator told the other alligators about Rabbit and about the song, and about how Rabbit had offered to count them all, to figure out if the song was true or not. And all the other alligators, they wanted to be counted too. They said, yes, I mean, this song, if it's a lie, you sure you'll tell the other rabbits? Rabbit said, "Oh, yes, I will for sure. If it's a lie, we cannot sing that song anymore. I agreed to count you, and I will." So the alligator said, "Well, okay, here we all are. Yes, I think we're all here, and we're ready. Do the count, Rabbit." Rabbit said, "Well, I said I would count you, and I will. But, if I do the count, it has to be fair, and all of you just swimming here and there and milling around everywhere, and if I count that alligator over there, and then he dives underneath and comes up near me, and I'll count him again, and then he'll dive again and go over there, and I'll count him again, and then the count will be ruined. It will not be fair at all. I need to do a fair count, so I can't count you like this, alligators. If you want me to count you, you're going to have to line up. Line up, yes. Side by side, by side, by side, by side, by side. Line up side by side, and do not move. No swimming. Hold still. And then I can do the count properly and see if the song is true or not. So the alligator said, yes, that makes perfect sense. Let's all line up. Come on. And they all lined up. Side by side, by side, by side, by side. And when they were all lined up, the alligator stretched all the way across from one side of the swamp, all the way side by side, by side, by side, across the swamp to the other side of the swamp. And Rabbit smiled to himself. And then the alligators were ready, guessing, Rabbit, come on. You are ready now. Let's do the count. Come on. And Rabbit said, yes, you're lined up. Be sure to not move, okay? Or I will get confused. Be still. And then he hopped on the back of the first alligator and he counted 1. He hopped on the back of the second alligator. 2. And the next one. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on and so on and so on and on and on and on and on and on until he went to the back of the last alligator that was right next to dry land. And as he hopped on the back of the last alligator, Rabbit started laughing and laughing and laughing. And then he hopped onto dry land and he continued to laugh. He was laughing so hard that he even forgot to count that last alligator. He forgot to call out the number. And the last alligator said, Rabbit, I don't think you called out my number when you landed on my back. You did not even count me. And why are you laughing? Why are you laughing so hard? What's so funny, huh? What is so funny? You didn't even count me. You alligators, oh alligator, you know what? I don't even know how many rabbits there are in the world. How would I possibly know that? And you guys, I just tricked you. I wanted to get across the swamp from that end all the way to this end near my house. And I made all of you line up side by side, by side, by side, by side. And you made a beautiful bridge of your backs for me to hop on and get across the swamp. Oh, I was so tired. And now I'm filled with energy. Oh my goodness, you alligators, I tricked you. You guys are so funny. And that last alligator, he was so mad. He was so angry. He was so angry at Rabbit that he swooped out of the swamp with his mouth wide open. And he came out of the swamp and Rabbit saw him just in the nick of time and he gave a big hop. But that hop was not big enough. And just as Rabbit hopped, Alligator went tabak and bit off Rabbit's tail. That long, beautiful tail that I told you about that Rabbit had long time ago. And that is how rabbits of today have just a little stump of a fluffy tail left. Because long ago, that trickster rabbit lost his tail to that alligator in the swamp. And that was the folktale, Rabbit and Alligator. I loved this tale and I heard it for the first time on the Appleseed podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Happy World Storytelling Day, everybody. Bye.